So now let's learn about HTML and CSS through this course. So what will you learn through this course? Through this course, you learn the basic tools needed to learn and build websites. It will include introduction to the tools required for building websites, what softwares are used in the tech companies currently, how internet started and how it works. Then we will learn HTML, that is hypertext markup language. Then we will learn CSS, cascading style sheets, and after that we will learn Bootstrap 5 basics. The brief history of the internet. The internet started in 1960s as a way of government researchers to share information. Computers in the 60s were large and immobile, and in order to make use of information stored in any one computer, one had to either travel to the site of the computer or have magnetic computer tapes sent through the conventional postal system. Another catalyst in the information of the internet, the formation of the internet, was the heating up of Cold War. The Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik satellite spurred the US Defense Department to consider ways information could still be transferred even after a nuclear attack. This eventually led to the formation of ARPANET, that is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, the network that ultimately evolved into what we now known as the Internet. ARPANET was a great success, but membership was limited to certain academic and research organizations who had contracts with the Defense Department. In response to this, the other networks were created to provide information sharing. January 1, 1983 is considered the official birthday of the Internet. Prior to this, the various computer networks did not have a standard way of communicating with each other. A new communication protocol was established called Transfer Control Protocol or Internet Work Protocol, that is TCP/IP. This allowed different kinds of computers on different networks to talk to each other. ARPANET and the Defense Data Network officially changed to the TCP/IP standard in January 1, 1983, hence the birth of the Internet. All networks could now be connected by a universal language. The image above is a scale model of the UNIVAC-1. The name stood for Universal Automatic Computer, which was delivered to the Census Bureau in 1951. It weighed some 16,000 pounds and used 5,000 vacuum tubes and could perform about 1,000 calculations per second. It was the first American commercial computer as well as the first computer designed for business use. The basic HTML page structure is like this. Basic HTML structure begins with doc type HTML, that is a declaration that you are looking into a HTML web page or HTML document, and then we have to type HTML body, and in that within the body and slash body section is the visible page content of a HTML page, and then after closing the body tag slash body slash HTML, each and every HTML tag has a opening and ending tag. So this is the basic structure of an HTML web page. Now let's learn how to create a folder in Sublime Text. Go to the left top corner, click on File, click on Open Folder, then go to the folder which you have created for your practice sessions. So I'll choose this Udemy HTML tutorials, then select folder. Now all your folder will be synced in this section. So now let's begin with creating new HTML page. So go to your folder. Suppose your folder is fresh record. So we'll save it as file, save as file, save as first web page .html. Remember to keep save type as all files and click on save. Now let's write the first basic HTML structure. Exclamation dot type HTML, then HTML slash HTML body slash body. Let's save. And there is a section within HTML and body tag that is called head tag, head slash head, and within head tag there is a section called title slash title. Let's say my title says my first web page. Save. Then in body tag type P, paragraph tag, and we will say it as hi, this is my first web page. And now let's see, we'll create a header, I mean the h1 slash h1 tag, heading tag. It's usually called heading tag. The biggest heading tag is h1. So hello world. Let's copy, paste h2, then h3, h3, then h4 slash h4, then h5 slash h5, hello world. Now let's save the file, save. And now let's see the output. Me Press record. Now first web page. Open in Chrome browser. You can see the paragraph tag is written as it is. The contents of the paragraph tag is written as it is. Hi, this is my first web page. Then the biggest hello world you can see is created due to the h1 tag, and similarly h2, h3, h4, h5. Oh, we have left the h6 tag, which is the smallest heading tag. I'll save, refresh. You have another small tag. You can use it in any article or in any page as you like. So we have covered paragraph tag, and now we'll try br tag or break line tag, and we'll add an image file imgsrc slash, and let's get a image from Google images, nature. Let's say open image in new tab. Okay, let's see another picture, images, wallpaper, and let's say this one image in new tab. The extension which this is giving is not the one I wanted. Let's say apple fruit. Fruit. Let's take this flower. Copy this link with ends with .jpg, and now we'll paste it in imgsrc tag, and we'll give it a width of 100 px. Px means pixel. Height of 100 px. Save. So let's see why it is not working. imgsrc jpg width equal to 100 pixel, height equal to 100 pixel. Zoom. So what happens is, this image is the link from Wikipedia, and Wikipedia doesn't allow hot linking directly. So let's open it once again. Open in new tab. Now this is the actual link. This should work. File, save, close, refresh. Yes, it works. So this is the image tag. Each and every element in a web page has its own attributes like width and height, margin and padding that we will learn further. We have covered paragraph tag, image tag, BR tag. Now it's time for horizontal row and anchor tag, ahref tag. So let's go to the image, then we'll type hr tag. So file, save, refresh. We have a horizontal row below the image tag. What else? Paragraph, image tag, horizontal row, BR tag and anchor tag. So now let's learn anchor tag. Let's make the h1 an anchor tag. We'll type ahref equal to, we'll close it after h1 tag so that the h1 tag acts as a button or a link. Ahref tag is not a button but a link. Button will learn in the future. So we'll give the link of say Google and let's say W3C schools. W3C schools is the best way to learn and to be updated with the standards of internet. So we'll paste the link here, file, save and refresh. You can see the difference. In the second hello world, the h2 tag, there is no pointer, and in hello world when we give it as a link, then you can find there is a link or anchor that is displayed here. Now when we will click the anchor tag, you are linked to W3C schools, sorry, the w3schools.com. So to make the link open in the new tab, we'll write in href tag one attribute called target equal to underscore blank, file, save, refresh. Now when we click on this link, the link opens directly in a new tab. You can also link or make this image as an anchor. We will copy this link tag, the first section, and we'll place it before image tag and we'll close it after the image, file, save, refresh. Now you can see the pointer is also on the image tag. See, we have completed the first basic HTML tags. I will get back to you in the next lecture. Till then, practice these tags. So now let's work on the next basic tags of HTML. The first one is ordered list. So open the Sublime Text editor, type HTML press tab. This will give the basic HTML page structure for you, and we will write basic tags to save. And now the first tag is ordered list, so ol/ol, and within this, for writing the list, we require li/li. So let's say apple, banana, li/li, banana, li/li, orange. Save. Now let's see the output. You can see in the order list by default it gives 1 2 3. That is, the list has been defined as an numeric order 1 2 3. Now let's make changes to its attribute type equal to a. Now let's see what happens. So now the order list begins with ABC. Now let's make it name small, file, save, refresh. It starts with small ABC. So the next is unordered list. So let's make it ul/ul li/li. Let us copy this, the same thing, paste it here, file, save, refresh. You can see the unordered list doesn't have any number sequences. It shows dot, I mean the bullet points. So now let's make the changes in its attribute type, disc, disk, save, refresh, file, save, refresh. Okay, the by default disk is the default unordered list type. So next we'll see square and circle. Square, file, save, refresh. See, now it's a square. The bullet points are shown as a square. Next, circle, file, save, refresh. Now it's a circle. This is an ordered list and this is an unordered list. You can nest the list and unordered list. So say apple, you have tab, li/li, I mean ol/ol, li slash li. Let's copy this again and paste it within this, and let's see what happens. See, in A it is also has a nested list within a bullet point, apple 1 2 3. Similarly, you can do it in the unordered list. Let's say unordered list slash well li slash li, then li banana, li orange. File save. Let's see the first unordered list has a list within itself, apple banana orange. This is how you do nested ordered list and unordered list. So the next thing, the next tag you'll see is I tag. The I tag is generally used to make the text as italic. I slash I. See in the ordered list, the apple has tilted a little, and now after italic tag, bold tag. Let's make apple bold. B slash B. Save. Refresh. The apple has become darker. Underline tag. Now you know what this means. U slash U. Save. Refresh. The apple is now underlined. The next tag is superscript tag. For example, apple Fuji. Now let's make the Fuji superscript. Sub slash sub. Save. Refresh. The superscript moves the text in the above the normal text. You can use it for representing the to the power in mathematics. Now let's make the apple super subscript. Sub slash sub. File save. Let's see what happens. Now the apple has moved below the normal text line. This is called superscript and subscript. Next we have pre-tag. Pre-tag is actually used for displaying any code within a HTML document. For example, pre/pre for bracket I is equal to 0 semicolon I plus plus comma I less than or equal to 10 print hello world, pre-text. Now let's see what the pre-tag will do. Refresh. The pre-text or the pre-tag makes whatever you type within the tags, it will be displayed as it is. Otherwise, we use pre-tag because if you don't use the pre-tag, this script will be converted into HTML or JavaScript, and it will be run in the page. It will be executed in the page. So that's why we use pre-tag. Next is copy, ampersand copy, sorry, ampersand copy, semicolon, ampersand reg, semicolon, ampersand mbsp, semicolon, ampersand lt, semicolon, ampersand gt, semicolon, ampersand hash 153. Now let's see what these symbols represent. Paste, file, save, refresh. See, the first ampersand copy represents the copyright sign. Ampersand reg semicolon represents a registered sign, and ampersand lt and gt represents less than and greater than, and last ampersand hash 153 represents the trademark sign symbol. And you may be wondering, where is ampersand nbsp? Ampersand nbsp means non break spacing. So if you don't want to make the paragraph overflow, or if you want to keep the formatting of the text similar to uh, the English grammar what we type for a paragraph. For example, let's say p slash p. I'll take lorem lorem ipsum, lorem tab brings us a uh, default paragraph. So let's see how nbsp works. I will paste nbsp within this line, first line. Refresh. Now see, you can see, let's make it after the labor text. Here is the labor ut. I'll place it here, file, save. Now just have a look at this two text, ut, labor. Now watch what happens when I refresh. Something moved. So suppose we move it further, then ampersand nbsp means non-breaking space. So usually in English grammar we use hyphen to denote the continuity of a text or a paragraph. So an ampersand nbsp makes the text to continue in the next line. So with this we have completed the second part of the HTML basic tags. The next tag we are learning is table tag. Let's start by creating the basic structure of HTML page. We'll give the title as table tag. So the table starts with table slash table. We'll give it a border, say 2 pixel. Yes, file, save. Now just to see the output, currently will not see any output. Is it tags, table tag? You see a small square here. Now let's build the structure of the table. Tables, every table row starts with tr and closes with slash tr, table row. Then every table row has table heading slash th. Let's say as serial number, then details, then amount, then say rate, then total amount, file, save. Now let's see the output. Serial number, details, amount, rate, total amount. And let's build the data. This is one table row, then we'll write the next table row tr slash tr, table data td slash td. There are total 1 2 3 4 5 table headings, so we'll give 5 table datas. First is serial number, details, say mango. Next is amount rupees, say 50, and amount and rate is same. Let's change it to quantity 50. Rate is let's say 100. So the 50 into 100 is 5000. File, save. Now let's the table serial number, mango, quantity, rate, total. Similarly, we can create the next row, mango, apple, the 20 into 100 is 2000. Fresh. So this is how table is created. And now suppose you want to merge some table rows or columns. Let's take the second table. Let make a second table. Let us write table 2. Fresh. So in table 2 we'll merge the total amount column. So to merge this total amount TD here and TD here. So this TD and this TD, it is row span is left to right and col span is above and below. So we'll take it as col span. So we'll write here table col span 2 and we'll remove the TD below, which was 2000, represented by 2000. Let us file, save, refresh. Some things, there is some mistake. What did I do? Call span 2, let's say 3, file, save, refresh, file, save. Okay, what I have done is correct. This is because of the data we have entered. Let's say we have put a lorem ipsum, then you'll feel the difference. Refresh. See, so are you confused a little bit? I purposely taught you a thing, because here where it is col span means spanning the columns, but what I want to do was row span. This is a row and this is a row. Top and bottom spanning means row span, and column span means removing this section of the table data. So the right thing is row span. Now let's see the changes. Refresh, and you can see perfectly the last column is divided into two gaps. Similarly, col span. So for example, we want to do col span here in the details. Col span, we'll make it 2, save, and col span 1 means removing one column, save, refresh. Okay, I have removed that thing. Col span, I wanted to remove the mango. I wanted to col span the mango. So the mango, remove this TD, save, refresh. See, details and quantity, mango has been merged. This is called col span and this is row span. So we have come to know about the row span and col span. Now let's learn HTML form elements. Create the basic HTML page structure. File, save as, form elements, HTML form elements .html. Two form elements. So a form element starts with form slash form, and form has attributes like action equal to demo.php or HTML. Let's say HTML. Well, method equal to post file save. Now within all the form elements should be included within this form slash form tag. So the first type of form element is input type. So input type is a self closing tag. So first we'll write input type text. So input type text, value equal to blank, save. Input type password, value equal to blank. The input type text, you can give it as enter name, enter password, Next input type is radio and checkbox. Radio, input type radio, value, say you want to check the gender, as in gender, name equal to, value must be the male or female, male, or put type radio, value female, name gender. We'll say next is input type checkbox. Checkbox, name, value is name, let's say name is subject, value science. Male, female, science, maths, save. Let's make this science as default, so we'll type checked. This is also an attribute of the checkbox. Now the next thing is select slash select. The select option creates a list. Let's say this is state, select slash select, and within that opt group label equal to Maharashtra. Within the object group, that there is an option Mumbai, Pune. Object group close, select close. File, save. Then after select, we have a text area for address. For example, let's say select state and enter address. File, save. The next input type we have in the form element is input type. Submit reset button. Input type submit, value is submit. Then input type reset, value reset. And last we have input type button. Type button, value go, and let's say target equal to underscore blank, or say go process.html. File, save. Now let's see the output. We have basic tags, HTML elements. You can see enter name, enter password. Let's enter name as Shailesh, password as anything. You can see the password is concealed. Here you can see male, here you can see female, female. Input type equal radio, value is equal to male, name is equal to gender. Input type equal to radio, value is equal to male, name is equal to gender. What's the issue? File, save, refresh. Science, maths. Select state. The object group is working correctly. Address text area is also working correctly. The submit button and the buttons are not working. Why is it so? Form action is equal to demo.html, method is equal to post. Then enter name, input type text, enter password mail, input type equal to radio, value is equal to male, name is equal to gender. File, save. So the issue was in the exclamation mark. I mean in the double quotes. We'll keep it as single quotes. File, save. Name, gender, value. Male, gender, value, female, fresh. Male, female, checkbox. Now let's see the changes. File, save, refresh. Now you can see enter name as Shailesh, password as anything, mail, and science. Then let's say Pune, and address as Kambili. Let's submit. When you submit the button, press on the submit button, the data is transferred to demo.html. You have mentioned demo.html as the action. This means all the data from the information in the input value field within this form is transferred to demo.html. Now, if you want to confirm what data is sent to another page, so we'll enter a method as get. I'll say fresh, write Shailesh, password, I think mail, science, state, Pune, enter address as really submit. Now if you carefully see the top bar in the browser, you can see after demo.html there is a question mark and data like gender equal to male and subject equal to science is supplied to demo.html. This is how data is transferred to other page through one page. Now let's check out the reset button. When you click on the reset, all the data is emptied from the respective input elements. Let's say female, maths, Pune, enter address, very, let's say go. Okay, the go does not work. Input type button, is it action? Action equal to demo.html file, save. No, input type button has different attribute. We'll see it in the next later on. We'll see it later on. So we have covered input type text, password, radio, buttons. checkbox and select list, then text area, then input type submit, input type reset, input type button. Now you can see that these all are coming in the same line. So let's give it br tag, br 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 I'll save just to make it look nice better. Now you can see it is little more readable form. Right, this is the basic structure of the form tag, form elements of HTML. So let's learn about the box model. In CSS, the term box model is used when talking about design and layout. The CSS box model is essentially a box that wraps around every element in HTML. It consists of margins, borders, padding, and actual content. The image below illustrates the box model. Here you can see the content is covered by padding, border, and margin. This is the actual position of padding, border, margin across the content in an HTML web page. The explanation of different parts are given below. Content. The content of the box where text and images appear. Padding. Clears an area around the content. The padding is transparent. Border. A border that goes around the padding and content. Margin. Margin clears an area outside the border. The margin is transparent. So the margin is a thing that we use to position all the HTML elements in a web page. So for example, in the previous example I had given margin to the p tag, and the margin means to the first margin, the first zero represents to top, the next represent to right, the third represents to the bottom, and the last one represents to the left. Now let's see an example. Let's wait for the browser to open. So in this web page we have three paragraphs. So let us change the margin of these paragraphs. Let us say 30% from left. So refresh. You can see the all the three paragraphs have been aligned in the center to left. And if you want to give spacing from the above, you can tell it as, you can save it as margin from the top 5%. File, so refresh. So you can see each and every paragraph, as you mentioned, a common p tag. The p tag in the top side has a space. Actually it is not a space, it has been moved to the next margin below, that is 5% from the top. Similarly you can make changes for to the right, to the bottom, and to the left. This is how box model works in an HTML web page. Now let's learn CSS selectors. A CSS selector selects the HTML elements you want to style. There are two main CSS selectors that are usually used. They are class and ID. A class is represented by a dot followed by the class name, and ID is represented by hash followed by the ID name. So let's try the class selector. HTML, let's create HTML page, doc type HTML, title CSS selectors. Now we'll create a paragraph p/p lorem sum. Now we'll type some CSS within the page, style/style, save, and let's say we want all the elements to have same font. So we'll make star font hyphen family Vardhana, file, save. Now let's check the output. Fresh record CSS selectors. Now let's control the width and height of the p tag. P width to 400 px, height auto, file, save, refresh. Let us give it few more CSS styles, decorations. Background yellow, font color green, and margin to top, to right, to bottom, to left. From the left 35%. File, save, refresh. Give it a border and padding. Padding 10%. Save, and border 5 pixel dotted red. So refresh. Okay, so now let's give the italic tag or span tag. Span is generally used. It's not a actual tag, but it can be like a replacement so that we can make changes in the content. It's like a placeholder for making any changes in a web page. Span style, no, not style, we'll get a class, okay, then go to class font, or say font new, we say font new, and say file save, and we'll say we'll have a class. So class is font new dot font new, and we'll have a new font from Google Fonts, browse, just take this font, select style, remove all, select the style, copy this style and paste it inside the title and outside the style tag. Now we'll use font family Hurricane, font family Roboto. File, save. So here is the font new class, and here is the span and class name font new. Let's close it, refresh. You can see new font has been added to that particular line. So let's change the font to, now let's change the color of the p tag, sorry, color of the lorem ipsum. Span slash span. Class can be used multiple times, but id can be used only one time per page. So span id equal to big, will increase the font size. So hash big, let's give it as background as orange, and font size as 45 pixel. And let's see the save the changes, and let us see the result. The font has been increased and the background is orange. This is how CSS selectors, class and id are used. And there are few more CSS selectors like element.class, where if you make this pattern element.class, then it selects only the tag elements with class one. For example, P for paragraph. For this paragraph, the class is font new. So P dot font new. So here, for example, P dot font new. And if you mention only element, like we had mentioned it in the previous section, P, by default P selects all the P's in a page, web page, and the next thing is element 1 comma element 2 comma element 3 selects tags 1 elements and all the tag 2 elements, or any elements that are mentioned after each and after the comma. So these are the basic type of CSS selectors, and I have given this link www.w3schools.com/css_selectors.asp. You can visit this link for deeper knowledge of selectors. Now let's learn about cascading style sheets. There are three types of cascading style sheets. First one is inline CSS, second one is internal CSS, and third one is external CSS. So let's create a HTML web page. File save as HTML. Doc type default HTML page. Now in title we will write inline CSS. So in inline CSS, suppose we have created one h1 tag. Let's say this is inline CSS. So in inline CSS you have to type style equal to, and we'll give the h1 a color as green. File save. Now let's check out the output. Now let's check out the output. You can now see the h1 tag that we created has the color green. Next is internal CSS. Close this file, new file, save as CSS internal.html. Now let's make the HTML page internal CSS, and in internal CSS let's give h1. This is null internal CSS save, and the internal CSS below the title tag we have style tag, style slash style, and we will write h1 to change the attributes of h1. So we'll make it as color h1 color red. File save. Now we close this and open the internal. Now you can see the h1 has color red. This is how we create internal CSS. Now let's go for the external. File save as external CSS HTML. We'll create the HTML page, external CSS, make it as h1. Let's get a paragraph tag some some. So we'll make this paragraph. We'll change this paragraph to good designed paragraph. So here in the head tag we'll write link rel equal to style sheet type equal to text slash css href equal to style dot css. File save. So open the external CSS file, so close this. Now we have to create an external tag, external file called file new file save as style.css. Style.css will make p border to pixel pixel red and solid. File save. Now let's check this paragraph. File save. That's a spelling mistake. Pixel so solid red. Save. Fresh. You can see there is a red border to the paragraph. Now let's make the changes. Width 300 pixel, height 300 pixel, refresh, and margin 0 0 0 0. Here these four zeros denote to top, to top, to right, to bottom, to left. So I want to bring this paragraph here at the center. So we'll make it as 50% from the left corner, left side. So refresh. Now let's make it as 40%. Refresh. And we'll keep the padding as 0.000. Save. Refresh. So now I am to remove the extra spacing. So let's make it as height auto. File, save. Push. The auto attribute makes or tells the browser to fit the contents of anything, fit the content of any division or any element within itself. Means fill the empty space according to the contents they have in the element. So now let's bring it at the center of the page from the top 40%. File, save, refresh. Let's make it as 25%. The top 50 more or less. Save, refresh. It is in the center. Let's give it a background yellow. Save, refresh. Now, have you ever used Google Fonts, or do you have any knowledge that there is a repository at Google for fonts? Let us enter the, let's use this font. Selected, copy this, this is also a type of external CSS. Just we'll have to copy the font family attribute here and paste it within the p tag. Now see what happens to the C. Now it has changed to the Google font Roboto and CSS tricks. There is a site called CSS tricks where you can see many stuff and Mac. Let's say line items, all the CSS attributes are given here. One thing is I can show is pointer pointer find pointer pointer events white clicks. The pointer event property allows for control over how HTML elements respond to mouse or touch events, including CSS hover, active states, click, tap events, and whether or not cursor is visible. Let's say while the pointer events takes the 11 positions and 11 possible values, all but 3 of them are reserved for use with SVG. The 3 valid values for any HTML element are none, auto, inherit. So white clicks. So let's check it out. Events, pointer events. I'll say I'm using this for the first time. So what happens to the pointer? Nothing. None prevents all click, state and cursor options on the specified HTML element. Try selecting your text. Okay. Display block. Automation. I have to learn this function later. Now let's check some other things that I may have known. Initial letter. Initial letters is a CSS property that selects the first letter of the element where it is applied and specifies number of lines the letter occupies. So first letter, so it's A, span, first letter. Now I got to know why the pointer event was not working and this initial letter is not working because for few browsers it is not supported. A few CSS properties are not supported. Chrome is not supported, Firefox is not supported, Internet Explorer is not supported, Edge is not supported, Safari a little bit, temporary property. You may check out the CSS tricks later. Now let's learn Bootstrap 5. So go to Google Chrome and type boot strap 5. Click on the first link, that is getbootstrap.com, and download the copy the starter template. Now go to Sublime Text Editor, file, new, save as, boot HTML text. This is a template of Bootstrap file that you have to copy or type whenever you want to create a Bootstrap page. So using all the knowledge that we gathered in HTML and CSS, we'll now make a page. Now let us see the first information, the first page that the Bootstrap file shows. Let's record Bootstrap file hello world. So there are different what to say options available in Bootstrap file. Bootstrap basically is a HTML template that we can use to create HTML websites, or what to say, you can build tools very easily. You can build tools, you can build website very easily through Bootstrap. And for example, if you can see this navigation bar, Bootstrap also gives a ready-made navigation bar and other tools. If you type navbar here in the docs, you see the default navbar is like this for Bootstrap. If you like this, you can copy the code and you can paste it inside the body tag, file, save. Bootstrap is actually responsive code, and whenever you copy the code of Bootstrap to the file, each and every element is made such a way that it is responsive on the mobile or any handheld devices. For example, let us make this small. Now you can see you have got the drop down box, and in mobile, if you check, the Bootstrap will be displayed as you can see. Maximizing it, and one way to create websites in a very faster way is Bootstrap. Now let's check what else Bootstrap has. Bootstrap has buttons. If you want to give a button primary in this color and how it looks, you just have to paste the button and make changes as you like. See, and now let us for example, let us take a card means you can create for example something over the content. You can use this card to create some content in a website. File, save, refresh. Now you may be thinking that this is looking little ugly, so we have to actually use a division tag to contain um, these elements, bootstrap elements. So do div and slash div. If we'll create a class as container, let us say container class makes the content to be shown in the center of the web page. So we'll now put the button and the card in the container, and also yes, before this code you have to insert div slash div, and you have to put row class row, because each and every container of Bootstrap has a row. File save, refresh. Now you may think the primary has been extended. The primary button was stretched. That is because we have not defined the the element size. So we give the class as uh, col hyphen 2, and we'll get as 1 also to span only one column, and now we'll give the division class card as col hyphen 12. col12 represents the size of the element when it is in mobile version or a responsive version or mobile version. Yeah. So col12, then col hyphen 1 md medium display 12, and col hyphen lg hyphen 12, col hyphen xl hyphen 12. These are the media sizes: medium size display, large size display, and extra large size display. Now let us see how it looks. You can see the primary button has stretched to one column. The card size mhm. I was wondering why the card title element is not working to extend it to the whole page through col column hyphen 12. The thing is, we have given style width 18 rem. So let us remove this. Refresh. Now you can see the primary is correctly displaying its actual child size, and the card title has been stretched or filled the all 12 columns of Bootstrap. Now let us see what happens if we change container to container fluid. File save, refresh. Container fluid makes the content stretch out to the whole page. So this is a way to use the Bootstrap, and also further going you can use model model. Where is the model? Model. This is called a model. You can see a model whenever you are performing some actions on a web page. I'll show you the example. Copy and paste it. We'll paste it outside this div. I'll so refresh. Did I say? We have to remove this option. Yeah. Bootstrap bundle with popper. Separate popper and bootstrap views. So I'll say refresh. Mm, Now copy this model example and paste it here after the all the division tags. Refresh. Now when you click on the model title on the model button, it says close or save changes. We say close. We say change save changes. It's like a dialog box which pops up in any application. And now layout containers. See, there are so many types of containers for types of uh, different types of screens. Your gutters, columns, columns, grid, class, COL, and you can add buttons. You can add breadcrumbs like this. You can have carousel. You can see this simple carousel first slide, or you can have this carousel with buttons and with indicators and with labels. Let us copy this. Let's create a what is a division. In that we'll do class container and then new slash div class row. Now we'll repeat the code row and now in class we'll paste create another div class col-12 or col-8 col-8 hyphen md civil hyphen 8 hyphen lg civil hyphen 8 hyphen excel file. So now this will go outside the carousel. Carousel starts here, it closes here, it close the div here. Fine. So now let's see. Refresh. Here's the carousel. What's happening to the carousel? Division class container, class row is container. Yeah, it's closed. Division class row we closed. Division this closed. COL12, COL8MD, COLLG, COLXL. Let's make 12. Yes. We have to give the image link. Let's make images. Just more rows, size large. We'll have the carousel image here in the SRC file. So now let's look at that example. Yeah, now you can see the arrow buttons here, and now we have to actually give the size of the division. So let's check different images. Tools, size, large. Now we'll give link to the second slide. Imagining file save, refresh. JPG file save, refresh. You can see this image. And the third image similarly. This is how we use Bootstrap, and in next lecture we'll create a Bootstrap page with, from the scratch. Next comes the nav bar or the navigation bar. A navigation bar is a navigation header that is placed at the top of the page. Now let's go to the same site and we'll type nav bar, enter. So you can see this is a navigation bar with a search button, and there are different types of nav bars available in Bootstrap. Let's copy this and now let's paste it in the body of the Bootstrap template and save. Now let's open the file. Now you may be able to see the navigation bar. Now let's give the navigation bar a color. Nav bar bg hyphen uh, danger. Save, refresh. We'll have to remove the existing bg body ternary. Refresh. I can see that the background color of nav bar has changed. In the nav bar, may be able to see the nav item. You can give the location of the page. We are going to send the link. For example, http www.google.com, and for features we'll type http www.udemy.com. Save, and we'll refresh this page. We have, when we click on the home text, it will go to Google, and if we click on features, it will go to udemy.com. This way you can build website faster. Welcome. So now let's learn how to create websites through Bootstrap. Bootstrap 5 is the newest version of the Bootstrap. which is the most popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for creating responsive mobile first websites. So, Bootstrap is a free front end framework for fast and easier web development. Bootstrap includes HTML and CSS based design templates for typography, forms, buttons, tables, navigations, models, image carousels, and many other, as well as optional JavaScript plugins. Bootstrap also gives you the ability to easily create responsive designs. Bootstrap 5 containers. You have learned from the previous chapter that Bootstrap requires a containing element to wrap the site contents. Containers are used to pad the content inside of them. And there are two types of containers classes available. The dot container class provides a responsive fixed width container. The dot container hyphen fluid class provides a full width container spanning the entire width of the viewport. This is a basic structure of a container class. We have to mention the class container inside a div. So we'll create a bootstrap page. First we'll open the Sublime text. Then let's open Bootstrap in the Google, and we'll go to the Bootstrap's site, that is getbootstrap.com, and now we'll click on read the docs. Here you will find the basic structure of a Bootstrap template or a file. We'll copy this one, includes Bootstrap CSS and JS. This code that you see in the link tag is a CSS for Bootstrap, and this script link that you can see is Bootstrap's JavaScript code. We need both JS and Bootstrap CSS to create a Bootstrap file or web page. Let's copy this file and let's save it in a HTML format. File, save as, bootstrap .html. Save. Now let's open that file. Now you can see the hello world text. Now we'll create a Bootstrap container. First take a div tag, opening and closing div tag, give it class container, and each and every container div contains another class div called row, class row. The row class indicates that we'll be creating a row of Bootstrap contents, and say we'll type text hello, this is a Bootstrap page. We'll say file, save, and we'll open This is the default container. Now let's give it a paragraph tag. Now to see how the container looks on web page, we'll add class with the container class bg hyphen primary that gives a background color for the div bg primary. Now we'll save it. Now let's see how it displays. Now you can see the hello, this is a bootstrap page content is shown at the center of the page with gaps at left side and also in the right side. Now let's see how the container hyphen fluid looks. The container fluid extends the uh, div tag to the whole page. These are two basic containers of a bootstrap. The next is Bootstrap 5 grid system. Bootstrap's grid system is built with Flexbox and allows up to 12 columns across the page. If you do not want to use all the 12 columns individually, you can group the columns together to create wider columns. Grid system is responsive and the columns will rearrange automatically depending on the screen size. So this is the basic structure of the grid system. You can see here span 1, there are 12 columns in this row and there is uh, 4 columns, 4 columns and 4 columns span, and there is 4 column and 8 columns, 6 column and 6 column, and this is the all the 12 columns merged. So and let's create the bootstrap column or grid. So to create a grid, first we'll take a div tag, we'll give it a class container, and we'll give it a div tag for row. Now within this row we start building the columns. Take div tag, then we will give it class call hyphen 12, that is column 12. Call hyphen 12 tells the browser to extend the contents of a page to the full length in a mobile mode or on a handheld device. So next comes call hyphen md hyphen 1, then call hyphen lg hyphen 1, call hyphen xl hyphen 1. We'll give it a border and border 2. So now let's give it a text. call 1, that is column 1, and save, and we'll copy this same tag or code 12 times to generate 12 columns row. Column 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll change the column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6, column 7, column 8, column 9, column 10, column 10, column 10, column 11, column 12. Save. Save. Let's open the file. You may be able to see the column 1 to column 12 of the Bootstrap grid. Let's make the next second row. Same thing. Copy this div, paste, and we need only three div tags. I will give it the call 4, 4, 4, 4, span 4, span 4, span 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Refresh. Now you can see in span 4 it has spanned 4 columns. Here also 4 columns, and here also 4 columns. So if you want to divide contents, you have to divide contents within 12 columns. So next is span 4 and span 8. We'll copy this same code, we'll paste it here. We'll require only one column, 2 columns. So span 4 and span 8. Span 4 will be the same, and here it will be md hyphen 8, 8, 8. Save. Refresh. Now you can see first span 4 columns, then span 8 columns. This is how we can divide and plan the structure of a web page through Bootstrap. Next is span 6 and span 6. Again we'll need this code, copy, paste it here, and we'll be spanning only 6 columns. So we'll change md6, lg6, xl6, Similarly below MD6, NG6, 6, XL6, span 4, and change it to span 6. Save. You can see span 6, that is spanning into 6 columns and 6 columns. Next we have span 12 rows, 12 columns. So copy this and paste. Spanning 12 columns, 12 columns, 12 columns. Remove one. We'll remove the one div and span 12. File, save, refresh. Now let's bring all the text to the center. So to bring the text to center, we'll add class text hyphen center, copy, paste. Let's have a look. We will be able to see the grid system of the Bootstrap. This is how you can make the layouts of a web page. The next comes the background colors. Bootstrap provides few ready-made background colors like bg-primary, bg-success, bg-info, bg-warning, bg-danger, bg-secondary, bg-dark, and bg-light. So let's use them in the code. Let's give the second row bg hyphen warning and bg hyphen success. Now watch what happens with the second row. You can see span 4 is in yellow color and span 8 is in green color. This is bg warnings color and this is bg success color. We'll give span 6 bg hyphen primary, that is blue color, and we'll give span 6 the second one bg hyphen say info. Save, refresh. You are seeing the span 4, span 6, span 12. You can replace the text span 12 with some content. Let's get some content. lorem some text. Let's say we'll copy this, copy, go to span 12, replace span 12 with p slash p paragraph tag, and within the paragraph tag we give the lorem some text. Refresh. Now let's give it a color. What else we have? We have bg say warning. So let's give this division bg hyphen warning. Save, refresh. That's a yellow color. And let us give the text color. Text color say text success. Copy, file, save, refresh. There is this very slight change of the text color. We'll change the text success to text danger to be the text a red color. Wish. Now you are able to see the difference in the text color. So the next is Bootstrap table. A basic Bootstrap 5 table has a light padding and horizontal dividers. The dot table class adds basic styling to a table. Now let's go to the getbootstrap.com and search for table and click enter. This page gives an overview of the table in Bootstrap. Let's copy this code of the table. Let's paste it in our Bootstrap template. File, save, refresh. Again we'll keep this table within the container. We'll give it a container div class container div again for row, and we'll take the table code and paste it within the row. Save, refresh. So Bootstrap has this table class to generate Bootstrap table. Now let's see the other table class. Table primary, table secondary, table success, danger, warning, info, light, dark. These give the table different colors, background colors. Let's say table primary, copy, paste it after the table class, save, refresh. You can see slight blue color, and next we have striped rows, striped columns. We'll take this table striped columns, copy, and we'll paste it here. We'll remove the dot, refresh. For better visibility, we'll remove the background column, the table. You can see that there are striped colors, background colors in the table. We have the table dark class to make the background color of the table dark. Refresh. So this is how you can arrange the table in a Bootstrap. And next is Bootstrap images. There are three class for image shapes. They are rounded class, rounded hyphen circle class, image hyphen thumbnail class. So let us go to the Bootstrap site and we'll type images and press enter. You'll come to this link, this page, and you'll just copy the code for images. And I have created a division of container and class row, and inside the class row I have three div tags with column span of 4. Let us paste the code, the first image, the second image, and the third image, and let's say save. Let's bring some images from the Google. Say apple, open image in new tab, copy, we'll paste between the src attribute. Two, third one, save. Let us watch the output. You can see there are three apple images. Now let's give the class. The first class we'll give is inside the image class equal to rounded. The second will give okay. There is already a class attribute inside this. We get rounded. We will add rounded hyphen circle. Then next img hyphen thumbnail. This way we'll save it and let's refresh. Uh, you may not be able to see it correctly, but the third image of an apple shows a border, and we'll take a different image, then we'll be able to see the difference. Let's say mountains. Let's take this one image in new tab, copy, paste, paste, and paste, file, save, refresh. Yes, now it is clearly visible that the image shapes have taken their places. This is an example of image shapes in Bootstrap. Next comes Bootstrap buttons. Bootstrap gives us ready-made buttons to use it in our websites. Let's go to Bootstrap site and type buttons buttons. You can see there is a default button that is created here. We'll just copy the code and we'll use it in our page. The btn class creates the default button, and we can give the different colors to the buttons like btn hyphen success. File save and refresh. Let's create a new Bootstrap page. We'll close this page and we'll open uh, docs. We'll take the default template, paste, go back to the buttons, copy this in the, we'll paste it in the body. We'll take it to the center. File save as. Buttons. See that by default the default button is not visible, so we'll add btn hyphen success, the background color to the button. Refresh. You can give the button a padding of 5 to bring it below, sorry, margin, margin 5. Let's uh, get other buttons. Let us make other buttons manually. Button success, button warning, button danger, button primary, button info, then button secondary, then button turn dark, then button light, then we have special button icon link, save, and we'll refresh. You can see there are different buttons. This is button success, this is button warning, this is button danger, this is primary, this is info, this is secondary, this is dark, and this is light, and this is button link. Now let's create a paragraph, uh, create a div with class container, then create a row class row, then create a div with class call hyphen 12 call hyphen md hyphen 8 call hyphen lg hyphen 8 ql hyphen xl hyphen 8. Now we'll create a p tag, dash p tag, and we'll take a lorem ipsum text. We'll copy this text, copy, so we'll paste the paragraph, save, and in the p tag we'll create class padding 5, save, we'll give it a border of 5, border, say refresh. You can see that there is a paragraph created with border of 5 and padding 5. Suppose you need to give padding only to the left, then you can give padding 5. PL to the left means padding to the left, PL padding to the right means PR hyphen 5, padding to the bottom means PB 5, padding to the top means PB, PT, 5, top right, bottom, top, save, refresh. Padding left in Bootstrap is PE and padding to the right is PS. Top. Now you will be able to see the difference. Similarly, we can give margin 5 or margin to the left 5, margin to the right 5, margin to the top 5 or margin to the bottom 5. And also you can give margin 1 or margin 2, margin 3, margin 4 and margin 5. Similarly, you can give padding 1, padding 2, padding 3, padding 4, padding 5. File save. Refresh.